What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Frickin' Frackin' Sports. Today, we are doing a way too early preview of each game, or of the season, like the best game of each week. Uh, and I got the Tortilla Presser himself,
How's
Cooper, on for this episode. How we
it
doing, buddy?
going? Doing good. Thanks for having me. Love to be on the show. It's my favorite sports network.
I appreciate that. So how are we? You look through the schedule. How are
Mm.
we feeling? You see some good matchups, and what are your thoughts? What are your overall thoughts?
Yeah, I feel like this is just a crazy year because like last year we had so many. We said like, oh, this guy's gonna be good and this guy's gonna be good, and then it got flipped on its head. So like now you're looking at the top 25 for this next year, like the way too early, and you're just like, can I trust it? You know?
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be a crazy year. I think there's some really good games, especially in the later weeks here while I'm looking. Yeah, I think it's going to be a great year for football. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just literally college football, right? Like you don't know who's actually gonna be good.
Yeah.
Like could we have actually seen like Penn State collapsing like they did,
Hmm.
or just there were so many teams that we had high hopes for, and we're like, oh, they're just gonna suck.
Yeah.
Or then there's teams where like we think they're gonna improve, and then they just absolutely bottom out. And then there's teams like Indiana, we thought they were gonna be better, but not like that much better.
Yeah.
And they just blow through everyone. So,
Hmm.
very, very interesting. So I'm gonna start off
Yeah.
and we're gonna go to week zero. And because there's only one really for week zero, and
Yeah.
that's UNC at TCU, and that's in Ireland. How do we feel
Mm.
about Ireland and college football?
UNC TCU Ireland. I first off have no idea about any of those teams, especially TCU. I know UNC. It's just such a what if program right now because it's got Bill Belichick. It had Drake May, um, and like Bill Belichick did good in the portal, and he's been doing good recruiting. But like, can they really do much? You know, it's kind of like the thing
Mhm.
where it's like, is the old man receding? Um, I think it's gonna be a great game for the Irish folk. But UNC TCU, it might be a little bit of a slugfest, especially week zero, especially when we saw last year. Week one was Ohio State, Texas, and that was like three touchdowns. So
I personally hate that it's in Ireland.
yeah.
Like I just like what makes college football so special is it being played on a college campus.
Yeah.
And these are American college campuses. So what are we doing playing it overseas? Like the NFL can do it fine. That's whatever.
Hmm.
You know, there's nothing saying that it's on a college like, but that's what makes these special. And so I just hate it.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah, I agree. I think it's fun for the NFL to do it, but for a college to do it, it's like you're missing what makes college football, like the band and the student section and you know, like that's what makes it college football, you know? Like I'm
Mhm.
an OU fan, but I don't know if I'd go to Ireland to see an OU game, you know?
I'd be like,
Um,
hard pass.
yeah. Maybe Red River, but you know.
And I'm also kind of against neutral sites now that you did just mention Red River. Like,
Yeah.
Red River is maybe the exception and also the world's largest cocktail party. But other than that, like,
It's historical.
I hate like neutral site games. Just
Really.
because, again, like, what are we doing? Take it off of a college campus. It should be
Hmm.
on a college campus every single year.
So what do you feel about like playoff games and stuff? Them being like the Rose Bowl and all that.
Playoff games I'm fine with,
Yeah.
but just during the regular season, no.
Hmm.
And I think the regular season is the better part of college football, not necessarily the playoffs.
Yeah. Fair
So,
enough.
um, now week one,
Mm.
I kind of thought this was a dull week one,
Yeah.
personally, but I said Clemson at LSU is a rematch from last year. Uh, it was really for LSU, being starting off hot, not losing under Brian Kelly, but now it's not Brian Kelly anymore, and it's Lane
Hmm.
Kiffin. So Death Valley versus Death Valley again.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a very, very, it's a very week one, we'll say.
Mhm.
A lot of teams just buying their win. I do think there might be a bit of an upset in one of these, obviously. Like maybe I don't know, Louisville might take Ole Miss a little bit, or Baylor might even scare Auburn. That actually kind of looks like a cool game to look at. But yeah, Clemson LSU definitely takes the cake here.
It sorry. I think with non-cons, especially, I mean, the SEC now moving to you have to play one Power Four non-con and nine SEC games. Like
Hmm.
that makes it so much better for us as a fan. Like we don't just have to sit and watch three or four cupcake games and we're like,
Yeah,
what are we doing? So
yeah,
I do appreciate that, and as a fan, like that's what you want. You want best against best. You don't
yeah, yeah,
want
yeah.
easy blowouts every game. Like I
Hmm.
love shootouts. I don't like a blowout. I like
Amen
it
to that.
tight and contested. Uh, yeah. So week two, I think there was three I picked.
Pick
Um,
three.
yeah. Two, I mean, one, I think you have OSU at Texas.
Yeah.
Uh, and, it was a big leading up to this season. Also, OU at Michigan. Again,
Hmm.
very big on Big Ten versus SEC. It's
Hmm.
not only just for, national or like playoff hopes,
Hmm.
but for like conference pride,
Yeah.
you know, like. I'm very anti Big Ten. Maybe it's because they keep trying to expand the playoffs to 24 teams, and I hate
Hmm.
it. But that's a conversation for another day. And so, yeah, I just think, those two are very interesting. But my other one was Border War, Mizzou at Kansas, and just
Ooh.
I'm so glad it's back for another year.
Yeah.
And just that rivalry is older than college football itself.
Yeah.
It goes
Yeah.
back to the Civil War, and I love it. So,
That's a good pick. I didn't notice that. Well, I did, but I didn't put it down. Yeah, I agree. I got Ohio State, Texas. I think that's personally like one of the games of the year right there. I think they both last year really kind of were sad at their performance in that game, both Ohio State and Texas. They're both sad about how their seasons ended last year, obviously. So I think that's going to be a not a prove it game in terms of like are they good teams, but a prove it as like I'm better than this team kind of thing, like who's also highly rated, you know?
yeah.
So I think it's going to be a really good game, especially being in Texas now. That Texas crowd is going to be crazy. I can see the prices are like $500 already, so that'll be a game.
Well,
And for my second game, um, I was looking at OU Michigan, I was looking at Missouri, Kansas. I decided to go ahead and pick sleeper Oregon, OK State. I think that'll be a pretty like a sleeper to watch out for. Because I know OK State, like clean slate. They got a lot of new coaches, a lot of new people in there. They've been, pretty bad for a long time, but they're going against Oregon, who is very, very wishy-washy, you know. Oregon will blow out a team and the next they'll get blown out, you know.
yeah.
So I think this is like a really might be a really fun game, if Dan Lanning kind of sleeps on OK State and if OK State can get it together this offseason.
Yeah, I mean, it was a blood splattering last year. It
Oh
was
yeah.
what, like 70 nothing or something? It
Shoot,
was
it
something
was
crazy.
yeah.
They scored like 21 points in like the first like 3 minutes or something. Like
Pretty sure the
it's
first play of the game was a pick six or something. Like that was just.
oh gosh.
Do
That's
they have Dante Moore still?
yes, they
Oh,
do.
okay. Okay.
So
I don't know.
this might
Might be a fun game though. Might be a fun game.
maybe not for OK State, but
Yeah, maybe. You never know.
never know,
They're
but yeah.
changed. They clean the slate.
Yeah. Uh so week 3, I think we both kind of agreed on that one. And just because of the storyline, I'm kind of lower on one of the teams now
Oh yeah.
because of it. But the storyline of Lane Kiffin going back to Oxford,
Mm.
who knew that Lane Kiffin would still be playing in Oxford, Mississippi in 2026? Uh, but yeah, that's my pick. LSU at Ole Miss.
Yeah, I agree. And I also picked another one of Florida State, Alabama, just because I think that rematch will be pretty fun. I think
I don't
it might be. I don't know if it's going to be a good game, but I really would like to see, if nothing else, like Alabama just get super mad and angry that Florida State beat them last year and just go on a tear.
and just absolutely like drag them to the
Yeah.
drag them to the slums and just drown them
Hmm.
like yeah, it's not going
And
to
if
be a
not
pretty
that,
game for
yeah.
Mike Norvell and
Well,
the
that's what we thought
Seminoles.
last year, and he pulled it off. So
But that
never know.
was in Tallahassee, not
Oh yeah,
Tuscaloosa.
fair
So
enough.
I do expect that one to be a bloodbath, but LSU at Ole Miss, just the
Yeah.
storyline behind it, I think that'll be. I mean, actually, they might lose. LSU might lose that one because Trinidad Chambliss is back. So
Yeah, I think that'll definitely be just like, and the fact that the week is like so barren besides that, that might be one of the highest viewed games in college football history, I think.
I can already predict that College Game Day is going there.
Oh yeah.
100%.
I think you might be onto something there.
I think I might be onto something there too.
Yeah.
Uh, let's go to week 4. I think OU Georgia would be
Mm-hmm.
one to, Georgia walking into Athens is a tall
Mm-hmm.
task. I mean, Georgia hardly loses in Athens since
Yeah.
2019. It's been
Mm-hmm.
once. So, and yeah, I just this is a real welcome to the SEC moment.
Oh
Three
yeah.
years later for OU, they gotta go to Athens and face the big dogs that
No
have
pun
really
intended.
dominated the conference for the past 10 years.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
So,
Georgia's like that. OU's got to get there. I actually picked. Do you have another game, or was that the?
I do, but I can go after you.
Okay. No, you go. You go.
And then I got Oregon USC.
Mm-hmm.
Pac-12 and the Big Ten, and really, like this is the prove it game for Lincoln Riley. Like
Mm-hmm.
I I think his time's waning there. He keeps asking for resets, keeps making excuses, and he can't win a big game. I know we
Mm-hmm.
have criticized James Franklin, we've criticized other coaches for not being able to win a big game, but have we actually seen Lincoln do it? And he's just beloved for some reason. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. And
Yeah, no,
like,
I
yes,
definitely.
that's a little OU bias of him leaving us.
Yeah.
Like we're salty towards him, but isn't it a little true too that he's just always kind of fell flat on his face when the time is like, gotta win it, and he doesn't. I That's true
Yeah.
at OU too.
No, yeah, Lincoln Riley, I mean, his career since leaving OU has not been the greatest. I mean, we got to the playoffs before him. He lost a bowl game to Tulane years back. Um, yeah, I think this is, yeah, his prove it year. I think if he doesn't make the playoffs here, that's going to be it for him in California. But yeah, I had Oregon USC here. Um, for all the reasons you said, I like Oregon. I think they're a team to watch this year. They've been spit on. I think they're going to be in a lot of weeks and good finding with the viewings. But I did not go OU Georgia. I think that'll be a game to watch. But I put away my bias for a second. Put away my tortilla presser bias, and I said Iowa Michigan. I think that will be a really fun game. I think those are two teams who have been at that threshold of the Big Ten for a while, like the not too good but not bad. And I think that'll be a really fun game watching two teams who really want to show they're not just, a beat up team for the big teams. Yeah, that'll be a fun game for sure.
I mean, especially because Michigan now has that new head coach in Kyle Whittingham,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's not a mess under Sharon Moore, as we saw
Hmm.
this past or during this off season. And
Yeah.
wow,
A- And I
if you
personally think
want to talk about
Iowa
why you
is one of
love
the
college
funnest.
football and like it's trash TV, like if
Oh
you
yeah.
talk about like how trash TV and drama, like college football has it all. Why is this not
Oh
like
yeah.
universally loved?
College
I love
football
it. It's
is
so
it's
fun.
a soap opera and it's sports. So yeah.
Yeah. No, but that's a good sleepy pick. I like that. I like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I'm here for the sleepy ones. I like sleeping. So
Okay, now we're going on to week 5. On my script, I did not have one, so
oh.
enlighten me.
Uh yeah, so there's a couple this week. It's again, you have Ohio State, Iowa. That could be kind of scary for the Buckeyes. You have but I think it's really SEC heavy on this week. I picked Florida, Mizzou for the same reason I picked what was the one last week that I just picked? Iowa, Michigan, because they're both
Hmm
kind of like that middle of the ground team. Florida's trying to prove themselves even more this year. Um, but then you got Vandy, Georgia, which that could be kind of scary. Pavi's gone. Um, but I still think Vandy,
Is
is now a
Vandy
team
gonna
to.
revert? Like, we
Yeah,
don't know.
exactly. I think that's a good game to watch out. Just be like, is Vandy, was it a fluke? Was it just a shot at a miracle, or are they here now,
Hmm
So I think that'll be a game, and I think Florida, Mizzou, as well as and you also got Miami, Clemson. That'll be good. There's a lot of good uh little games this week 5.
I I really like that Florida Mizzou pick because, you have Drink and uh he's kind of elevated that Mizzou program, but not enough to like really win at a high level.
Hmm.
Like, and they've kind of had a softer schedule. Like, say what you want about the Florida teams of the past. They
Yeah.
always have talent. There's not,
Hmm.
it's just the coaching is not the best there. But now I think that they really do have a great coach in Florida. And so I just think that this will be a true test. And, uh, like, you gotta win this one for Drinkwitz. Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, week 5 is it's a sleeper week, one could say.
Agreed. Now, this is the big week. Um, so and if you got a wedding on this day, you're gonna be real upset. Fortunately enough, my brother moved his wedding day one day, so
Oh, really?
I don't think he would have cared too much, but it would have hurt me a little bit because it's Red River
Yeah.
and And another great game in Georgia, Alabama. And those are
Oh,
my
yeah.
two picks. I mean, Georgia, Alabama, we don't really ever classify it as like a true like rivalry, but it's felt like that in the past.
I'd
It's
classify it
like the
as a
past 10 years.
rivalry. I think
I think if
it's
you
it's
think
grounded itself as a new rivalry.
before Saban and Kirby, what do you consider a rivalry? I don't know,
Oh no, but I
but
think I
but
think now it
it's
definitely is.
developed into one. Yeah, yeah, and that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
for
Like
sure.
now, I think it's a high profile game, and these past few years, those games have been great. So yeah, I'm looking
Yeah,
forward to
no,
that one too.
this week is crazy. You got Georgia
A&M
Bama. This
Mizzou.
is A&M Mizzou. You got LSU Kentucky. That could be fun. Even going down to some of the other teams, you got Iowa State, BYU, Kansas, Utah. Those could be good games for the Big 12 there. Um, you got in the Big 10, you got USC, Penn State. That could be a scary game. You also have UCLA, Oregon, if UCLA can do something like they did last year in that one week. Um, yeah, this week is definitely going to be a sit on the couch, get your wings, get your fries, all that, or be down in Dallas for the Cotton Bowl, which is where I will be for sure.
All right, week 7. What we got? Again, mine skipped a few weeks, so I need you to
Oh, yeah,
bring it
no, for sure.
in.
Yeah, I picked there's a little known game in this week called Ohio State Indiana that is going to be a fun one for sure. I think both these teams might come into this undefeated. Um, Ohio State might be a little, if they can beat some of those hard, they have a lot of hard teams before this game, unlike Indiana. But I think if they come here undefeated, that'll be one of the games of the year. For sure. And then like for my other, I had a sleeper pick. I was just looking at Georgia Tech, Virginia Tech. I think those are some teams, especially Virginia Tech recently, where they've been getting all these recruits with the help of James Franklin. I think it'll be a fun team to watch because Georgia Tech has also been one of those teams to like have some scary games with like the big dogs, Georgia especially in the past, the recent past. Um, yeah, but then you got some really good SEC matchups as well. You got Bama, Tennessee, which is definitely going to be a banger.
Third week
Also
of October.
oh yeah, definitely a rivalry for sure. Um, and you got a bunch of SEC matchups here.
I
Notre Dame,
think
BYU might also be a game.
I think literally any SEC matchup you see each week, you're like, that's gonna be a good game.
Oh yeah.
That's gonna be a good game.
Yeah, and I
Like,
actually just noticed this Notre Dame, BYU. What do you think about that?
I think that will be a good game. Um,
It's in,
BYU has been pretty good
yeah,
these past few years, and I think is it in
it's
Provo
in
or is it in
it's in Utah.
okay. So yeah. I think this will be a prove it game for Notre Dame and one they have to win because this is probably
Mm.
their only this and Miami are like their only like bullet points of hey, it's like how last year it was A&M and M and Miami. This is the same thing. Like you have
Yeah.
to win these games. Otherwise you're being left out of playoffs
Yeah.
because they have that soft schedule. So,
Hmm.
um yeah, no, I don't hate that. Why don't we move on to week 8 again?
There we
Need
go.
you to start mentioning some games here.
Yeah, week 8. There's a bunch of good ones again. First things that come to mind are we got the A&M Bama game. That's gonna be great. It's in
A&M
Tuscaloosa.
always gave Bama fits. They were the
Yep.
one team that could do it a lot.
With Manziel as well.
And under Jimbo, which
Yep.
Jimbo was not great at A&M,
Yep.
but for
Yep.
some reason he gave Bama fits.
Yeah. I used to be a A&M fan, so I loved when we beat Bama that one time. Um,
That one time.
yep. Then you got
And
Indiana.
finally that quarterback finally is done after last year.
Oh
Zach
yeah.
Calzada,
Yeah, does A&M have what's his face? Do they have their guy?
Marcel Reed.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's back.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, that'll be a good game. We got Indiana, Michigan, which will be a really good game, I think. Yeah, there's and then you got Ole Miss, Texas. I think that will be a good game in Texas again. Texas getting really lucky or favorable with all these home matchups against these good teams, but that just means that they got to play good at home, and Texas actually hasn't, you know, they're a bit iffy on that record, I guess. Um, yeah, those are the big ones that come to mind. Some smaller ones you could say are like Tech, Cincinnati. Cincinnati always, has a one game a year. Uh, could have Pitt, Miami. Pitt got blasted Miami last year. Pitt could maybe put it together this year, especially since they were ranked late in the year. Um, yeah, some really good games, and then a lot of okay ones, I think.
All right, let's move on to week 9. What we got?
I have now just hang with me on this. TCU, Kansas. I think that'll
Mm,
be a cool game. I think that'll be a cool game. Uh, and then after that, there's just not a lot of crazy matchups. You have Arizona State, BYU, which will
I think that's gonna be a good game.
probably be the matchup of the week. But yeah, a lot of these big teams are playing smaller teams. Then again, you have USC trying to fight their demons in Ohio State. Um, So I think either the Arizona State BYU or Ohio State USC will get game day.
I will
Um,
say I have been very critical of the Big Ten for how soft their schedules have been, but
hmm
they have been with their draws. But I think this season they are putting their big boys up against each other. They're
Oh yeah.
limited amount of big boys, but they're big
Yeah.
boys all up against each other, and they're not just facing Northwestern or Rutgers or anyone like that. So
Oh
I
yeah.
do appreciate that from the Big Ten for this year.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be a fun year to really show, is SEC better or worse than Big Ten, which as of recent hasn't been too good in our favor.
No, 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 it is not. Week 10, I think
Oof.
this one had two that really stuck out to me.
Hmm.
Oregon at OSU or
Ooh.
Ohio State. And that one just, 2 years ago when they played in Eugene and Oregon beat them barely. Like these are two top two programs of the Big Ten or top three, they're up there. And then
Yeah.
Bama at LSU. I think
hmm
in the recent past, I feel like these haven't been that close. And I just want it to go back to being like these two premier programs that just it's a dog fight. And I wanna watch that. I wanna love it. So
Dude.
yeah.
Yeah. This week, I mean, this might be a precursor to rivalry week, bro. You got Bama, LSU. You got Georgia, Ole Miss. That'll be a great game. You got the Holy War in BYU, Utah. It's always a great game. Um, you've got Colorado, Arizona State. That might even be fun. A bigger game, Miami, Notre Dame. Notre Dame trying to get
Yeah.
its revenge on not only Miami beating them last year, but Miami making it in over Notre Dame. Uh, then you have Oregon, as you said, Ohio State. Uh, one of the games I picked was Michigan State, Michigan. I think it'd be really cool to see that rivalry get back to where it used to be. Because Michigan State's been falling as of recent, but I really love both those teams when
It
they're
seems that Michigan as a whole state can't uh get, under control
yeah,
because they just like both of their coaches are always under something,
yep,
doing something scandalous, and I mean I don't know. It's
yeah.
crazy.
No, but I just think this week is gonna be one to watch out for. There's a lot of like matchups that are just, I mean, crazy, and the ties to last year and as you said 2 years ago are gonna be really cool. And you got Air Force Army as well, just to tie it all together. It's gonna be a good
For,
week.
for sure. Let's go to week 11.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I had USC Indiana in this week. Again, USC just they're under some major pressure this year. They got a lot of the big dogs to fight.
I think they gotta go 10-2, honestly.
Oh yeah, I think they have to do what we did last year, which is get a really hard schedule and got to beat it, you know. Um, I think there's some other games. You got Texas LSU at LSU. That'll be really good. You have
Especially, and I don't mean to interrupt,
no, you're good.
but especially if USC drop Notre Dame and they're like, you're gonna drop your hard game,
Yep.
another hard game. That means you have to make the playoffs with your Big Ten schedule.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
there's no excuse.
Yeah,
That's the
I think
reason why you're doing it, that I want to see USC in the playoffs. I don't
yeah.
want to, and I think if you're making that much money, there's a standard that you should. And USC is a premier program, and they need to make the playoffs. So, yeah.
Yeah. No,
Anyways,
I agree. That game, yeah, that'll be it's a fun week.
yeah.
There's a lot of good weeks so far.
Yes. Yeah. Um, week 12. What do we got? I know mine, and that is A&M at OU. Um, I really want to go to this game. Come back down to Norman, Oklahoma
You got to.
for this game. Uh, you obviously know, my audience knows I'm a big A&M guy, big OU guy. So, and people are gonna ask me, who am I gonna cheer for? I don't know. I really don't. It's gonna, I guess I'll see when I get there.
Yeah. No.
Whoever whoever it needs to be to have the better playoff chance, that's what I'm gonna root for. Like
Hmm.
like OU's suffering, then I'm gonna be like go A&M. But if it's A&M suffering, then I'm gonna be like go OU. And
Yeah.
yeah, so
Yeah. No, yeah, week 12, I wholeheartedly agree. I think A&M OU is just gonna be that game, not only for as myself, I grew up an Aggie and now I'm an OU fan, but I just think that's gonna be like, that'll be how the last year OU Mizzou kind of was. It's like, all right, these guys are both kind of teetering. Mizzou not so much. It's kind of a bad example. But I think that game is going to be like if OU and Vanderbilt played last year in order to get into the playoffs. Like it's going to be they're both going to be right on that edge, and then it's going to be like you got to prove yourself. So OU going all out at home.
and
So I think they get the advantage.
it's gonna be a rock fight. Two
Oh,
great
dude.
defensive coaches
Yeah.
and Elko and Venables. This is gonna be, if you love defensive games, this is for sure gonna be one.
It's
Uh,
going to be a chess match for sure.
yeah. And then I think this one might be the easiest week to do because
Hmm.
it's rivalry week, so you just
Oh
always
yeah.
gonna pick the same games. But um Lone Star Showdown in week 13 on
Whew.
that Friday. Oh, I
Ugh.
love it.
Can't wait. Can't wait to
But
eat everything.
not this last year I crashed out hard, so I really don't want to be throwing no tables or anything like that. Uh, but it might happen. And then the
We'll
game
see.
obviously, and the Iron Bowl.
Oh gosh, yeah. It's we got everything. I mean, okay, I gotta ask you because we have the Iron Bowl, we have the game, we have the Lone Star Showdown, we have the Egg Bowl. Um, we have Florida State might even be fun. The new rivalry in Oklahoma, Mizzou. Out of all those rivalries, obviously we can shorten it down to Lone Star, the game, the Iron Bowl, and the Egg Bowl. Out of those four, what do you think is like the one to watch this week, judging by where they've gone throughout the year and
Honestly, I would think it's going to be the Lone Star Showdown, but
mm,
with Auburn having their new head coach and
mm,
all the new SEC coaches, I'm really Alex Golesh, right? That's the Auburn coach.
I
All the
don't know.
SEC coaches, all their names, I've just kind of mixed them together and I can't place which one is which. But
Yep, Alex Gildish.
but with them having a new person at the helm, like I'm really high on hopefully this rivalry actually means something again and there's
Oh
stakes
yeah.
behind it. Because listen, I think when they're all the like the game when that has stakes, when
Hmm.
the Lone Star Showdown, when like it's great for college football and it makes it so much more fun.
Oh yeah.
And so like, how are you gonna watch all these games? Like, you're gonna have to
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna like on Black Friday, I'm buying like 5 TVs, just setting them
Yeah.
all up. Like, I want to watch every game.
No, why don't they spread it out?
It breaks my heart. Um, yeah, so that's who I choose. I would say Lone Star Showdown, just knowing how good those programs are as of right now.
Yeah, but your
Um,
hope is for the Iron Bowl.
For the Iron Bowl and the game, yeah. I think if all of them are great, though, that would
Yeah.
be great for
Yeah, I
all.
think I think personally the game is going to be the game to watch. I think Michigan is going to probably put it together this year, and then Ohio State always puts it together recently. So I think the
And
game will
it's
have super
it's
consequences.
it's swung more Michigan's way the past few years. I mean,
Yeah.
not this past year, but it's been
Hmm.
more Michigan than Ohio
Yeah.
State.
Ryan
And
Day
so,
finally broke the wheel last year.
yeah, yeah. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna get to the mailbag questions, and one of them is, why did I pick Frickin' Frackin' Sports? And
Why
Cooper,
did you?
I don't know if you know this story. So basically, I don't know. I just like I always liked having these weird sayings, and just Frickin' Frackin' Sports sounded really funny to me. Like I don't know. Like it's kind of a long name, just kind of out of the blue. So I just it just kind of stuck, and I felt it fit my personality, and that's why I picked Frickin' Frackin' Sports.
It's a good name. I love it.
Except now it's Frackin' State because we talk college ball, and it's Frackin' State. Look,
There we go.
you are now a Frackin' State alum, Cooper.
Let's go. I need my cap and gown right now.
And then, what inspired me to do this was another question. And since I didn't have any mailbags, um, from the DMs, my producer Gary, he gave me these. So, yeah, thank you, Gary. But but speaking of the mailbag, Instagram, Twitter, DM, Frickin' Frackin' Sports for the Instagram. It is Cody G for the Twitter. Just shoot a question for me and I'll answer it on the show. Um, what inspired me to do this or who? I just really love talking about, football. Fell in love with it a few years ago when I was visiting colleges and just the like pageantry behind it and the tradition. And it's so much fun. Um, and Josh Pate, he's a good person to look up to. He's very not like he doesn't talk down on anyone. He doesn't like, you know, holds people to a standard, and that's kind of a thing I, fit to be like.
Hmm.
So that's my
He
answer
talked
on
about
that
me.
one. I think that's a good one. Now, I didn't prep you for this, but if you had a mailbag question, what would it be,
Ooh,
Cooper?
for you.
Yes.
Mailbag. Let's think. What's in my closet of ideas here? Codester. Hmm.
While I let him think, I'm just going to tell you to hit that subscribe button. Listen on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. Make sure you comment and like this video. And yeah, just hopefully I'm filibustering enough for Cooper to think
I
of
got one.
me. Okay.
I was letting you finish because that's an important. You should subscribe
All right. Yeah,
and comment.
subscribe.
Um,
Tell your friends to subscribe too.
tell your friends. Why not?
Yeah.
If you don't tell your friends, you kind of hate them. Anyway, um, okay. Cody, where are you planning to be with this podcast a year from now?
Good question. I could totally do the Cliff answer right here and go,
Oh,
I do not
oh,
know. But I'm not gonna do that.
where do you
Um,
hope to be, I guess?
I hope to have several thousand subscribers and, just be doing this weekly or, twice a week, every day, grinding. I love this. I love the grind of football and just, do what I love. Hopefully this turns into a full-time job, but I don't think that's gonna happen in 1 year, but, slowly build towards it. And yeah,
Whatever God wills.
yeah, amen to that.
Well,
And
that's the
amen to the you hate your friends if you don't tell them to subscribe. That's the truth.
Hey, Buddy Hield said it. Yes. Buddy Hield.
Anyways, I hope y'all like that video. Like I said, subscribe, comment, and like, and heal. Um, yeah, hope y'all enjoyed that video and God bless.